When Kyrsten Sinema recently announced she was abandoning the Democratic Party to run for re-election as a third-party candidate,
you're here to make a significant announcement.
I've registered as an Arizona independent.
there was one organization that was absolutely psyched.
A centrist group called No Labels.
No labels.
No labels.
They call themselves No Labels and bill themselves as a centrist group seeking common sense solutions for the majority of Americans.
No Labels is quietly mobilizing a major bid to launch a bipartisan unity ticket.
But we followed a money trail that leads through Aspen, luxury resorts, jaunts to Europe, and undisclosed locations in Washington, D.C. to discover a deeper story about who is behind No Labels and what's really in it for them. Up until this point, No Labels has really just been a gilded cabal of dark money, a lobbying group that worked on the inside. For this upcoming election cycle, No Labels is actually becoming its own political party, and they're aiming to run a bunch of corporate-sponsored third-party candidates in critical elections. We're not talking random weirdo candidates either.
Mandatory toothbrushing law.
You'll probably recognize some of their names. Along with Kyrsten Sinema in Arizona, rumor has it that they want Joe Manchin to run as an independent against Joe Biden for president. Usually, running a third-party candidate is a bit like lighting money on fire, and with more than $70 million raised already for this operation, No Labels is going to be hosting a bonfire. It begs the question, what's in it for the people behind this scheme? As a result of a 2010 court ruling, No Labels' political arm does not have to disclose its donors while it works to get a line on election ballots. But thanks to some sleuthing, we do know a fair amount about No Labels' past donors. Coca-Cola, General Electric, pharma giant Johnson & Johnson, and oil and gas company Pioneer Natural Resources have all made five-figure donations to No Labels over the years. So has the Consumer Technology Association, whose members as of 2020 included Amazon, AT&T, Google, Humana, Nvidia, Verizon, Walmart, and others. We'll get to why they're throwing so much money at this effort in just a second. Private equity firms, you know, the people gutting hospitals, nursing homes, and driving up your rent, love Kyrsten Sinema, and it turns out they're big fans of No Labels too. Puck News recently revealed that Steven Schwartzman, the billionaire CEO of private equity giant Blackstone, is a major donor to the group. Blackstone's business model is built on exploiting major economic downturns and national crises like COVID and the Great Recession. The billionaire hedge fund CEO Louis Bacon also got in on the action. He maxed out his contributions to Kyrsten Sinema and tossed $1 million to No Labels a week after doing the same for the Republican Party. Then there's Nelson Peltz, a billionaire investor and major Trump backer.
He's been my man through the last 4 years because he's done amazing things to the economy, amazing things.
He gave $900,000 to 2 No Labels PACs and maxed out to Kyrsten Sinema. Then there's James Rupert Murdoch, the son of Fox News founder Rupert Murdoch, the media magnate who has done more harm to democracy than nearly anyone on the planet. Okay, except for maybe one person. Harlan Crow, a Nazi memorabilia collector and Supreme Court Justice Clarence Thomas's billionaire benefactor. Crow donated $130,000 to No Labels between 2019 and 2021, according to documents obtained by the New Republic. But why would the billionaires at No Labels want Sinema on the ballot so badly? For one, they're really big fans of her work. Let's follow the money trail back in time to September 2021, when Democrats were trying to hammer out their massive Build Back Better bill. It was filled with super popular programs like universal childcare, which even 70% of Republicans approved of. You would think that No Labels would be all in on something that so united the country, except that it would have been paid for by raising taxes on the wealthiest Americans. Given the choice between national unity and hoarding billions of dollars, you can probably guess which one an organization with a coal power plant owner, a plastics maker and fossil gas owner, a defense contractor executive, and corporate lobbyist on the board wound up choosing. Sinema made the same choice, refusing to sign on to a bill that raised taxes on billionaires. And as a leaked email revealed, No Labels appreciated it so much that the director of the Billionaire Front Group sent an email telling all of his donors to call Sinema's office and express their gratitude. A month later, the group made it public with this well-produced TV ad.
They call Kyrsten Sinema a lot of stuff. We call her tough, independent, principled, always fighting for two-party solutions and for jobs. A senator America can be proud of.
All that public celebration was nice, but the big checks that Sinema received at fundraisers with No Labels donors were even nicer. It netted her over $1 million over just a few months. She did the same thing just about 1 year later on the Inflation Reduction Act. Democrats met incessantly with her, hoping to raise taxes on the wealthy, but the closed-door meetings with billionaires were much more lucrative. No Labels donors were especially generous. Sinema walked away with huge donations from billionaire Donald Trump superfans Henry Kravis, the co-founder of the world's largest private equity firm, anti-union Home Depot founder Ken Langone, and Nelson Peltz, who donated after Sinema put in a request to visit him. There were also meet and greets with corporate lobbyists, max gifts from the head of Mitt Romney's old company, Bain Capital, and more than $44,000 from the good folks at the private equity megalith Blackstone. The Business Roundtable, a group of 200 CEOs, and the Chamber of Commerce, which represents some of the biggest corporations in the world, were both enamored with Sinema's work. The Roundtable gave Sinema $187,000, while the Chamber gave Sinema $450,000 and a special award for ultimately blocking Build Back Better. And we can't forget Merck, the beloved pharmaceutical company, donated to Sinema as she weakened efforts to lower prescription drug prices. At the end of the day, these billionaires and large corporations are deeply invested in maintaining the status quo and opposing Democrats' agenda for working people. Sinema's atrocious polling numbers and lack of any non-billionaire constituency may mean that she's not likely to win any Senate election. And Joe Manchin doesn't have any better chance at becoming president as a third-party candidate. But getting Sinema or Manchin on the ballot is likely No Labels donors' best hope of enacting their agenda. If Sinema plays spoiler for Democrats, handing the race and maybe the Senate to Republicans, it would guarantee that their tax breaks continue. Considering their net worth, cutting some checks to Kyrsten Sinema is probably the safest bet in DC.